Today, Alec Murdaugh's murder trial even closer to wrapping up as prosecutors finished their rebuttal after 6 witnesses. First up, his former law partner and friend who spoke about what Murdaugh was like as a person. At one point, things got heated. Murdaugh's lawyer began shouting while questioning him. Take a listen.
And if you're implying that I would come in here and somehow shade truth in any way because of that, I would take high offense with that, Mr. Harpootlian.
I'm concerned about your high offense. Are you angry at him for stealing your money?
I have no feeling one way or the other.
You are not angry with Alec Murdaugh?
I have had anger with him, extreme anger, Mr. Harpootlian, because of what he did to my law firm, my partners, my client, his clients, our clients, what he did to his family, what he's did to so many people. Yes, I experienced a lot of anger. You are dead wrong if you think I've come in here and told this jury something because of money. When we're talking about 2 people who were brutally murdered, then you're headed in the wrong direction.
Joining us now is senior national correspondent Brian Enton, who is live in front of the courthouse, as well as professor of forensics Joseph Scott Morgan. Thank you both. Brian, we're going to start with you. Talk to us more about what happened in court today. We saw it got a little testy in there at some points. Was there anything that surprised you as we get closer to this thing ultimately wrapping up?
Well, what surprised me, Nichole, is how quickly they went through the rebuttal witnesses today. They had 7 witnesses that they went through very, very fast. I thought it would take longer than that, but here we are. Testimony now officially finished in the Murdaugh trial. Tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m., the jurors will come here. They'll load up into a law enforcement van. They'll go out to tour the Moselle property. The judge says that'll happen very, very quickly. They'll be back here at the courthouse, he says, by 11 a.m. or so. Then closing arguments begin. And they could be deliberating as soon as tomorrow afternoon, Nichole.
All right. Joseph, let's kick it over to you now. Walk us through the process that will work, as these jurors are there on that Moselle property. What will happen once they're there?
Well, look for very tight security. You're not going to have any what we refer to as looky-loos that are out there. You'll see a strong law enforcement presence around the perimeter of this place, and the jurors will feel that. And once they're off of that van and they're offloaded and they're walking around, they're going to be specifically guided back to the kennel, back to that area. One of the big issues here, though, when we begin to think about this, is they're going out there to take things into context at the dog kennels, at that scene. It was, they talked about this a little bit yesterday, I believe, when this motion was first put forward. How are you going to have them divert their eyes from everything else that's out there? Remember, the landscape has changed since that infamous night.
So Brian, we just heard Joseph Scott there call them looky-loos. Other people are calling them these so-called crime tourists. Has the judge made any reference to them, these people that are kind of, closely following this case? Did the judge say anything about, when it comes to this jury trip to the scene?
Basically just that it's going to be very, very secure, Nichole, that there will be no one allowed on the property except for law enforcement. So it'll be the jurors, law enforcement securing the scene, the court reporter, the judge, and the attorneys. That is it. Also interesting, he made very, very clear today that the jurors can't talk to each other about the case at all on the ride out there or while they're at Moselle, and they can't ask any questions about what they see out there. They just are going out literally for a viewing. And if any looky-loos or, any of these social media sleuths show up or, the trial watchers, they will be kept back. We were out there today. We saw quite a few of them out there today filming videos along the street.
And that's why I wanted to ask you really quickly, Brian. You were seeing a lot of people with a lot of interest in this case, right?
Oh, absolutely, especially since Murdaugh took the stand. It's almost like the interest level grew by 10 after that. There were people lined up outside to get into the courthouse early this morning. Again, we were out at Moselle. There were people constantly stopping and pulling over to take pictures. I think there's this feeling now that after 6 weeks, and it felt like this thing was going on and on forever, there's this feeling now that it is actually going to wrap up very, very soon.
All right, last question goes to you, Joseph. The prosecution didn't want the jury to make the trip that they'll be taking tomorrow. Is there any way, though, it could end up benefiting the prosecution and ultimately hurting the defense?
Well, yeah, the jurors will take away their own impressions of the physical space. And listen, when you're in court and you're looking at diagrams, you're looking at photographs, it's really hard to begin to understand that. I think any of us can identify with that, or any of the viewers can. So when you go to a location and you begin to put two and two together, you're going to make up your own mind. There's no need for them to necessarily communicate with one another. They're going to be drinking this in. And trust me, Nichole, this is going to be quick. They're going to get them out there. Logistically, it's going to be troublesome. They're going to get them out there. They're going to walk them through the scene and take a look at it. I think the bigger question is why? Why do you want to do this contextually? Because, they're not going to see this scene in not just the physical sense where you're looking at things that have overgrown at this point. They're not going to see this at night. Remember,
Right.
That's when this took place. Context is important.
Context is important. All right, Joseph Scott Morgan, senior national correspondent Brian Entin, we thank you both. And viewers, we want you to know, all new tonight on Banfield, Brian Entin takes us to that Moselle property to give us a sense of what those jurors might be able to see tomorrow morning. What Brian found today. That's coming up on Banfield, 10 p.m. Eastern, only on NewsNation. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.